Hey guys, it's Kimberly. Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm doing my very first DIY project video ever. I'm going to have a few of these because I planned on making one video but it was too long, so I'm going to break it up into multiple videos. This first project here is a palette organizer. Costs at most $15 in products. Cost me even less than that because I already had a bunch of the stuff. But it's just a great, cheap way to organize your palettes. And yeah, let's get into it. Okay guys, so the first thing you're going to need for this is boxes. So I have two glossy boxes here. This one's a glossy box as well. Just any kind of boxes. So I've got a tampon box, boxes from old packaging from makeup that I opened up, or any form of cardboard. So like this is the outer sleeve of my contour kit. This is the little thing that came with my glossy box. So literally any piece of cardboard or makeup boxes, and then also you will need some bigger boxes. You will also need a pair of scissors, a hot glue gun, obviously you'll need glue sticks, some way to decorate your boxes. So I've got little stick-on letters. I've got some gold ones. These are just plain white. And then I've got some gold glittery ribbon. So then I've also got some white and gold and then some gold tissue paper. Everything should be affordable or cheap if you don't already have it. So the first thing you want to do is take your box. That's going to be your base. So we're going to go with this one. And then I'm just going to grab some cardboard and measure it to match the length of the box, like that. So now I'm going to fold the bottom. You want it to fit perfectly straight across your box. You don't want it to be loose. So I just lined it up to see if it was straight, and it was just a little bit crooked, so just get rid of that little extra bit. And then I'm just going to cut this other piece to be the same size. And then if you just put it in there, you've created some nice little slots. So I'm going to go ahead and cut some more cardboard, and then I will move on to the next step with you guys. Okay guys, so while I was cutting, I realized that I didn't need to go through all the work of using scissors because I do have a paper cutter. If you have one, it's a lot easier than working with scissors. If you don't and you don't want to spend the money on one, scissors work just as well. I just am horrible at cutting even lines, so I switched over. Now, if you're worried about what these are going to look like in there, you can paint them if you want to. You'll just have to wait for them to dry, or you can cover them with paper. So I've got some Elmer's glue, which I know I didn't say you needed because I wasn't planning on covering them, but I'm gonna fold this tissue paper in half to make it a little bit less see-through. And then you're just gonna wrap it around your piece of cardboard and cut it with a little bit hanging off the end. Then you're gonna fold those ends down and use glue to hold them into place. You could also use tape, but I couldn't find mine, so I'm just using glue. So now I'm going to plug in my hot glue gun so it can heat up. While this heats up, I'm going to go ahead and wrap another one. Okay, so now that the glue gun is heated up, we will move on. Actually, I skipped a step. because before you can glue anything inside of it, you want to decorate the outside of your box. So if you're going to paint the box, you're going to want to paint the whole thing and let it dry before you put this in here. So I'm going to use this golden white tissue paper to wrap my box in, and you just need to measure it to size, just like if you were wrapping a Christmas present, and then cut it. So if you're wrapping your box like I am, you're going to want to leave extra space at the edges so you can fold it in. And you don't have to use tissue paper. You can use scrapbook paper, construction paper, actual wrapping paper would probably be good. I just thought this was such a cute pattern. So I'm just going to fold the ends over so that they're going inside the box, and then just place glue on the box and press it down into there. That's all it is. Okay, so now for the corners, you're going to want to flatten that top edge out and just pull this till it's straight along the edge. Now to make sure that that keeps its shape, you're going to want to put some glue in those corners on the outside of the box. So now you're just going to fold that excess over the box and glue it into place. Okay, so now that it's wrapped, we've got a super cute golden white chevron box. So now you're going to take your inserts, whichever one you want, however you got it. And the smaller part that we folded in on the bottom, you're just going to put glue. And then make sure you push it into the box. Get it all lined up. That is really hot. And I'm pushing that all the way up so that it's flush in here. I'm just going to press it, make sure the glue gets smashed all the way down and there's no air bubbles in there. Then you can put that back where you wanted it, like that. This one's a little loose, and that's why you want it to be the perfect size, because if it's a little loose, it'll fall like that. And if you kind of press into that fold there, it'll kind of fix it a little bit, but if you have a palette that's heavier and pushes against it, it will fall. So that was my fault for messing it up. So you kind of see what we're getting at here. Now we've got two little slots. I'm going to go ahead and do the next two. I'm actually going to wrap these so that they match. So I'll be right back. So I pointed some one way and then the other two the other way, and that will just add stability to the little spaces. So now I've got a box with slots. Just like that. And you can still see the pattern there, but again, that's not really going to be seen. And I will show you. So we've got 2, 4, and 5 slots. And 5. And now these palettes are stored. So that is project number 1. And then, like I said, you can decorate it, so I think this would clash with the pattern. You could always oh, actually that might be a little cute. So I'm just going to measure and cut some ribbon to fit around the outside of the box, and then I'm just going to put 3 dots on each side and press the ribbon onto those little glue dots. And when we get to the end, when there's just like a little bit left over, I'm just going to glue that right on top of the other half. So now there's that. Then I also grabbed these stickers, but I don't think I'm going to use them. just because I feel like that would be a little too much, like to put gold on top of the gold on top of the gold. Might be a little too much, so this is the organizer. Again, if you just make these a little bit longer, they won't be as loose as mine are. I just got a little too carried away with the cutting. So there is project 1. So if you did have the same problem I did where you accidentally cut your inserts a little too small and they're loose, just take some hot glue and try and glue them into place, or if they're even too short to glue into place, you could place little beads of hot glue in front and behind the inserts, as I'm doing here, and it just kind of acts as, once it dries, it'll be like a little nubbin that holds them into place. You should definitely let all of the glue dry. You know, hot glue doesn't take very long to dry, but you should definitely let it dry before you use it. Don't forget to leave me a comment and give this video a thumbs up.